Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with another episode of Settlement Survival. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. In this episode of Settlement Survival, we're going to be wrapping up a couple of things. I think this is going to be our last episode of the series. 25 episodes, I feel like, is a pretty good number to stop at. I feel like we have one of the best populations overall out of all of our series, so that's good. I feel like we have made some good steps in getting the end game down a little bit better, with the fertility rate being at 13%. That's better than what we've had before. I think before we had like 2 or 3%. So we're still working on the city stress. It's a kind of a continuous ongoing thing throughout the game. You know, what we've been doing a lot of is working on our food situation. We got that going on over in here. We got our gourmet shops running some delicacies. We have a bunch of baked lobster and roast turkeys. We're working on that, trying to get some more delicacies out. That's a minus 40% food. So we're trying to get that all over the town here. So we're working on that. We did a little bit in the last episode. We'll kind of probably do a little bit more of that in this one, not a whole lot. There is a upgrade which somebody pointed out to me in the comments. Thank you very much for that. That is the economy upgrade. Very, very powerful. This is going to remodel the structure with toolkits to reduce 20% of materials consumed for production. So that's a pretty powerful thing. Oh, I thought we had way more toolkits than 24. So yeah, we are gonna have to work on that a little bit more, I guess. And then we gotta do some upgradings. So I wanna work on the toolkits apparently now. We're gonna do a whole bunch of economy upgrades, hopefully we get enough toolkits to do so. We should be all right to do that. And we'll probably put in a couple more lantern things in. I wanna do this episode like we're gonna continue to play the game going on. I probably won't do any more episodes for it. But the possibility of revisiting this town on stream or something is definitely something we could do. But for now, we're just going to carry on. We're going to work on those toolkits, get that economy going. In this little area up over in here, it's kind of our industrial area. This is where we will have our forge. We got things over here, building kits, toolkits. There it is right there. We are going to have to build another one of these forges, I think. I don't see hardly any toolkits, so I'm not sure if I forgot about that or what the scoop was with that. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab one more forge at least. We'll do 2, and we'll get these guys built up. We got plenty of laborers now, 280. Absolutely crushing it for all of our resources here. Doing really, really great. We did just get a batch of immigrants that showed up. Not something we necessarily really need, but not going to not take them. So we got those guys in. We had 14 births in the last season. That's good. We're doing okay with births, it looks like. So yeah, we're going to work on these, get these guys built up, get the forge going. We got lots of building kits. Holy cow. Since we have so many building kits, maybe let's swap one of these guys to a toolkit. And I found the toolkit forge. There it is right there. Let's go ahead and we'll add another worker in there. And what can we upgrade? So we have economy here, new employee. That's going to add another worker. Let's go ahead and we'll grab that. We got one more slot left, so we don't want to use that up for something else. But let's go ahead and get that other worker in there, and there we go. Great. So we'll have a little bit more toolkits coming in. And then another thing, we're still having, I can't believe how many episodes we've been having lantern problems. We're still under 100 lanterns in our reserves. We have a ton of lighting factories, 8 I guess, lots of plenty of fats, plenty of beeswax to get the lamp oil going in. Apparently not, I guess. So we're gonna go ahead and put in a couple more lantern factories as well. So overall, I guess with our resources, we're doing very well. We obviously have a couple things here and there that need a little bit more attention, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Address at least one of them here, and then of course we have our toolkits going on as well. We don't really have a whole lot of things left that we can trade for. Let's come down over in here to our dock and let's just take a look at what we got going on for our collection. Now, I do normally like to complete our crop collection, so I might work on that a little bit. Nope. Look how many blueprints that we haven't seen yet. I can't ever find all those blueprints. We have done 10 series and I have yet to find all of the blueprints. So, okay. So speaking of blueprints, let's just stop the game here before it goes too far. We have 2 on this ship. This is the first time in the whole series that we've seen a ship with blueprints on it. We're going to buy both for sure. We'll go 1 and then 1. And then a quick 4,000 gold to get it. We're gonna go ahead and we'll do that transaction. And now, start the game up again. And we'll check out our blueprints, scoot it on over, and there is the Excalibur and the Ocean Witch. Let's see what this guy says. Decorative structure that can be placed in the water can slightly reduce the citizen's stress. Okay, that's not too bad. This thing is kind of goofy, just because you can see it kind of just hangs out in the middle of the water there. We'll go ahead and we'll plop that, and it does in fact sink. So I wish that, you know, this is showing it on top of the water. I think it would look better on top of the water, because what's the point of it being under like that? Let's see if we can find a spot to like just plop it. Yeah, it's okay. If it's reducing our stress, I'm all right with that. But anyways, we also have the Ocean Witch. This says decorative structure that can be placed in the town. This doesn't do anything, but it does look pretty cool. So, oh, let's just go over in here. This is a good spot for something like this. Try and center that up a little bit. We'll go 4 on each side. And of course, we got to get that built up. So something that I think would be kind of cool to do over here. Let's try and do a little bit of this ground action. Now, of course, because we already have that placed, we can't put ground underneath it, but we'll go ahead and we'll try and put some ground around it. Maybe it won't let me because it's red. There we go. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that, and we'll get a couple of those spaces filled in. Now, I'm not super great at decorating our towns. I don't normally bother with that. We did check out a little bit of our lanterns. That was up over in this area right here. A couple lanterns going on there, street lamps. But that's about the extent of the decoration of the town we've done. Not something I'm very good at, so I don't really pretend to be. So we'll get that Ocean Witch built up. We'll check those out. That'll be cool. And then we got our lighting factories over here good to go. So we know that we need a lot of lamp oil. Let's go ahead and we'll get all 3 of these guys working lamp oil. We're going to go ahead and fill all these in, and then let's of course go ahead and check our upgrades. Let's get our steel tool upgrades going in here, get these guys all happy. And you know, we might as well go ahead and go for a new employee. Can we do it? Can't. Not enough paper. Okay, well, that's another thing that apparently we need a little bit more of, is some paper. So we had some reeds. Let's see what our reed stock is looking like now. We were oh, plenty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll find paper, and we'll just get a couple more paper going on. That won't hurt anything to do that. We'll plop one down right there and be good to go. We got a couple more of these research institutes that we can pull out of here, because we're doing great on our technology points. We do have one more additional one. Let's go ahead and see what we need to fill in here. I did buy bridge building because I got another point. So we're going to go ahead and we'll just go brick road, and we'll get Luxury Avenue next if we ever get enough technology points for it. So we'll get those guys knocked out of there. Looks like we get another ship on the way, which would be great. Hopefully we can get some more blueprints. That would be really lucky. Looks like our pies are at max. That's pretty good. How are we looking at fruit pies here? Only 5. Okay, so what are we short on? We looks like we need some honey. So we have our apiaries. We got a couple. I thought we had some over in here. Wow, there's a lot of dense trees over in here. We're gonna go ahead and grab the apiary. Let's go ahead and go down like over in here, and we'll tie it in. I'm gonna make a road go across there so we connect these two. And then of course we'll go ahead and we'll grab our obsidian road. Okay, and we have obsidian roads all over the place. We've been placing those mostly, but as you can see in a couple spots, like right in here, there isn't completely covered. I feel like I can never completely cover the town anymore with upgraded roads. I did have one playthrough where we completely covered the entire town in golden roads, and that was really cool. But yeah, the obsidian just doesn't quite seem like I can get there. I have plenty of laborers. I got almost 300 laborers, so we should have enough people building those roads. I don't think there's a specialized worker for that. I think as long as the materials are available, they should be doing it, and we have some materials. So I'm not sure what the scoop is with that. Maybe we just need a couple more obsidian mines. We haven't really been doing any trading lately. We haven't really needed to. So that's just kind of hanging out here. Oh, it looks like our silver mine has expired, or I guess not expired, but ran out of goodies. So we're going to have to upgrade that. But again, we are going to be needing some more of those lanterny things. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, and we're way short. So what we could do, of course, I'm talking about trading stuff. We could do some trading for some lanterns. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So, and we could also get our veggies. So before we go and do that, I see these guys are sitting here just hanging out. So what I want to do is set these up for medicinal powder. So we have a little bit more of that happening, and then let's go for another special medicine as well. What's the other thing you're looking for special medicine here? Ah, glass bottles. Okay, so we are finding a couple things here and there that are needing a little bit more attention. And the glass bottles we can easily do. We have a whole bunch of kiln factories over in here just hanging out because we don't need any more bricks at this point. So we're going to go ahead and swap a couple of those to glass bottles. And that should take care of our glass bottle demand, which of course would be wonderful. Okay, we'll get those guys going. Okay, yeah, trade. That's what we were going to do. So, water trading post. So there is a limit to the number of individual items that you can trade in one go. So if we take a look at our Grand Bazaar here, when we go to former caravan, we're going to go see Carlos because we are going to be purchasing a couple of seeds. We're going to go ahead and say buy insurance, of course, and then we're going to buy some items. So we'll go down to seeds and let's just see what we can purchase here. So, of course, you can see we own potato seeds, but not broccoli seeds. So let's go ahead and we'll fill these in. And like I mentioned, we only can do so many. So we can only do 9 seeds in one go. So we're going to do 8, and then we're going to trade for a couple of lanterns as well. We should have plenty of money to do this. And we can also do some selling. We haven't been selling for a long time now. So we should have plenty of goods to be able to trade out. Okay, we'll purchase those 8 items, and then of course, like I said, lanterns. So let's go ahead and grab some of those guys. Heck, we'll go for 2,000. That'll be plenty. Okay, so now we are max 9 of 9 on our buying items, and now let's go ahead and we'll go up here and we'll see what we can trade out. So we have a good amount of gold statues. Let's go ahead and we'll do that, and we'll fill in a couple other things around here. All right, we got 171,000 silver on the way. We'll go ahead and we'll form this caravan and get a whole bunch more seeds. So we are all the way down to sugar beet seeds. So if we come over here for another caravan, of course, we can go all the way down to sugar beet and continue to fill this in. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple more things in here, and we will see if we can do a couple more trades, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, a third caravan is out, and we should have all of our seeds after these 3 caravans come back. Got this all full, all 9 there, and then only 1 left here, tea seeds. So we're buying that and selling a bunch more goods. Grand Bazaar, super nice thing to have running in your town. Okay, those are out. Oh, let's see if our sea witch is completed. And there it is. If this was colored somehow, I guess a stone statue that's colored wouldn't really work, but I think it would be a neat thing. And you can see our stone ground is coming together here. It looking pretty all right. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put some decoration-y things in there, and we'll see just a second. So let's go ahead and we'll put a couple decoration-y things in here as well. So we did look at these briefly, I believe, several episodes ago. And here they are, the decorations. So let's just get a couple of more decoration-y things in here. A wooden fence would be kind of cool. Let's put this in here to block, you know, the riffraff from wrecking our statue or whatever. And we'll go ahead and we'll put those guys right there. And do we have any benches or anything like that? That would be kind of cool. There we go. There's a couple of benches. So let's get our park bench in here. And we'll rotate these guys around, and we'll just do a little bit of gathering area over here by our sea witch. Of course, the water is a huge part of the game, so it makes sense to have a little bit of thing around here. So there we go, a couple benches. We could maybe do some gardens. Do we have any garden? Let's see if we can find some gardens here. Let's go garden, and it looks like the dream garden, 80,000 coins. Yeah, we don't have enough of that right now, so we'll have to check back on our blueprints in a little bit once we get our caravans back, and we'll do a little bit more decoration around the town. I think that'll be a fun little thing to do to call the episode. All right, so let's go ahead and let's check on up over in here. We should have our forges complete. Yes, we do. For some more toolkits, we'll get more of those toolkits happening, and we should be really good on toolkits here after all this work. Let's go for 1,000. Why not? And we have 121, so we got a little bit stored up, not quite enough, but let's go through here, and we have our lanterns here. As we know, we're working on it, been working on it for forever now, and let's do a little bit of upgrading. So we have our lighting factory. Let's grab economy for 20 toolkits. We'll go ahead and we'll do that, and I think what we're gonna do, let's go around on all these lighting factories that are creating lanterns, and let's upgrade for the economy. I think that would be a good thing to do, because the lamp oil and the glass bottle seem to be kind of an issue right now. So we'll work on those 2 things. It looks like we have a ship rolling up right now. Let's see if we got any blueprints out of this guy. That'd be super great if we did, but I'd be surprised. Yeah, no blueprints, but that's okay. At least we got a little bit of those the previous ship. So we're gonna go ahead and dismiss this guy. Okay, and so we were working over in here for our apiaries, right? So we got it completed. We got some honey started up over in here, so that's working all right. And then let's come back and look at our food again. So our fruit pies were the reason why we were looking for honey, and we're doing pretty well on the honey reserves now. Fruit pies, on the other hand, not so much. So what we may need to do is, because we got regular old pies figured out pretty good, we might need to do a couple more bakeries and get some more fruit pies happening. That might be the way to go. So we do have this guy right here that looks like it could use a couple more workers. Let's go ahead and do that. And we got a little bit more paper. So let's go ahead and we'll put another worker in there as well. Get another worker going on that. And then let's go ahead and we'll do the same over here. Have plenty of paper for that. And then we'll click off and click back on. And there we go. Let's go ahead and start up another bakery like we mentioned. And that's a great spot for it right there. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that guy going. And then we have another gourmet shop ready to go. I noticed that I had it on pause, and obviously the building isn't going to get built if you have it on pause. So we got it unpaused, and now we're ready to go with it. Let's see, what else can we do here? We don't have any more roast turkey, don't have any beer. Let's go ahead, we'll go back to delicacy. We have that figured out pretty well. Almost 3,000 baked lobsters and 8,000 plus veggie salads, and let's go ahead and get those guys in there. Of course, oven. And let's go for economy, and new employee we can't quite do because we're waiting on paper. So paper, that was another one that we started to work on a little bit more. We built a couple more of those guys, right? Here's our paper mill. We're gonna go ahead and get a couple more workers in there, and of course go ahead and do those upgrades as well. So we got our foodstuffs figured out pretty great. That's a nice thing to have going. This last bakery should push us up pretty good to having enough fruit pies going around. Hopefully throughout the town we're at 0, so we want to work on that a little bit more probably. But we'll see where we're looking here. Plenty of paper now to do that upgrade, and we should be able to do an economy upgrade, but I'm not going to do it on the bakery. I think I'm going to wait and do that on our lighting factories like we had been doing before. And let's see, so fruit pies, we got pie, we got honey. Honey, that's the choke point. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need to even do even more apiaries, which is totally all right. We can handle that. Let's kind of do a little bit of an apiary row here. We'll go ahead and keep it in line, and then we'll do like that. And then, of course, we'll get our obsidian road in there, get those two guys built up, and then that'll be great. And we did get our caravans back. Here they are rolling in right now. Well, most of the caravans got back. And if we go ahead and hit I, we should start to see our collection getting filled out here, which is great. And look at this. We got our 2 blueprints down over in here. Oh, this little area I forgot about. This was from our last episode. We're working on our silk production over in here. Get a couple more mulberries going. We have our silkworm sheds that we can absolutely do some more attention with here. Get a couple more workers in there. Do that with our baskets here. Looking good. We'll get some more mulberries growing, which is then going to help our silk production, and then that's going to help our custom gowns. Working on getting that top tier luxury good there with that guy. And the last little thing here looks like we got going on is an administrator thing. Let's go ahead and change these guys. We don't really need those guys. Let's go agricultural proficiency on this guy, and then let's go ahead and change this. Output of gathering structures plus 10%. We don't really care about existence of tombstones. And then we have one more person to change out. Let's go ahead and do pasture yield. All right, so that's looking good. And then let's go over here. We have our ocean witch, and we have a couple of other things built up. The ground around it looks great. I'm really happy about how that turned out. We should have enough money now for that weird garden-y thing. So let's go ahead and check out our dream garden here and see what this thing is all about. It's got to be cleared, I guess, so we'll come visit that in just a second. But let's come back over in here. And is there anything else that we want to kind of do? Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. I guess a flower bed. That makes sense. That's a garden, right? So we can go ahead and we'll put a couple of flower beds down as well. Just to kind of spruce up the place a little bit. We got a little bit of flower reaction that'll get built up there shortly. And then we got to check out our dream garden. And then I think that's going to be it for the series here. Once we get those things all good to go. Let's buzz back over in here. Let's see if our apiaries are done. Buzz back over to an apiary. That was not intentional, but it worked out fantastically. Okay, so we'll go ahead and, of course, do our upgrades. Put our extra workers in there. Extra workers. And that's a lot of honey. That should be really great. This transfer station looks like it could use a little bit more attention. Go ahead and we'll do that. Oh, look at this, huge fields of cows over in here. 38 cows per, that's crazy. So that's lots of cows. We should have plenty of butter now. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking at. We got lots of milk. We could use a little bit more butter. That could be another building to build here. Well, these end game food recipes are taking a quite amount of resources to even get going. And this whole little block right here is all basically for delicacies, I guess, and fruit pies too. It's quite a bit that it requires to get the stuff operating well enough, but that payoff is so great. That minus 40% stress, and look at that, we're at 21% fertility rate now. I'm really happy that we were able to focus so hard on that fertility rate throughout the entire series. We took a lot of steps to try and make sure that that wasn't an issue. We've had it be a thing toward the end of our games where we just couldn't get anywhere with population because the stress level was so high. We'd have the immigrants arrive, and then by the time we had immigrants come, all the people in between that time had died, and it just didn't work out great for us. So that's the ticket. You gotta get your luxury houses going, you gotta get your puppies in there, and then of course once you get to your villas, get some garden villas going. That 25% stress is incredible, and then you're looking pretty good. So that's the housing key right there, is the garden villas. And here is our dream garden good to go. I guess I didn't realize this was very ocean themed here, so it doesn't really fit in the middle of winter, but it's a kind of a cool little thing. It doesn't do anything decorative structure, so it's cool. It looks all right. It's all right. And then of course we have our ocean witch and our flowers and all of our benches and whatever, and that's gonna be it, I think, for this episode of Settlement Survival and this series of North Bend. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed this series. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out and watching with me. Thank you for all the comments and the subs and likes while throughout the series here. I think what I'm going to do next, I think I want to focus on trying to do a stream with Terra Nil. So that came out today. This is Tuesday, March 28th. I'm not sure exactly what day I'm going to do that. I want to get my hands on Terra Nil a little bit and learn it a little bit before we stream, I think. But I think that'll be the next one we try out together and check out. So anyways, have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night, and I hope to see you again soon.